Hello students, today we are going to learn about some powerful mating patterns that will help you checkmate your opponent. And the first one that we are going to learn is smothered mate. In this position we are white and let's understand the basics of the smothered mate. It is a combination of queen and knight. First you give a check with the knight, king must come to g8 and now look. Queen and king are in the same line, in the same diagonal. So if you move your knight away, it will be a discovered attack. We move our knight to h6. So it's a double check. And king cannot come to f8 because of queen f7 checkmate. So king must go to h8. And once the king goes to h8, we sacrifice our queen on g8 on the support of this knight. So we play queen g8 and king obviously cannot capture it. So rook has to capture it. And then we play knight f7. It's a checkmate. The reason why it is called smothered mate because king is surrounded by its own pieces. It is smothered mate. And in this position we are white. Again our queen and opponent's king are in the same line. So we give a check. Opponent cannot capture our knight because it's a discovered attack. And he cannot play king d8 because then we can play queen d7 checkmate. So he is forced to go to b8. Now right now we cannot sacrifice the queen here because then king can capture it. So we have to first play knight d7, another check. King c8 and now we play knight b6. It's a double check. King goes to b8 and now we sacrifice our queen on c8. We play queen c8. Rook will take it and it's knight d7 smothered mate. King is surrounded by its own pieces and knight delivers the checkmate. In this position we are black and I want you to pause the video and try to find the smothered mate. Here black played queen b6 because in smothered mate you need knight and queen. So knight was already there, so we bring the queen. It's a check. Obviously king cannot come to f1 because of queen f2 checkmate. So king must go to the corner. And now we play knight f2 check. King g1 and now look. Both the queen and king are in the same line. So we now give a double check. Knight h3 double check. King cannot come to f1 because of queen f2 checkmate. So king must go to h1. And now we sacrifice the queen on g1. Rook cross g1, knight f2 checkmate. King is surrounded by its own pieces. Now I will show you a short game, a small game where this idea was used. It started with e4, black played c6. This is known as the Caro-Kann defense. White played d4, d5, knight c3, d cross e4, knight cross e4 and black developed his piece. And white played a tricky move, very tricky move, queen e2. Why? This queen is in the same line as of the opponent's king. And black decided to develop his piece. Black played a normal developing move. But then white showed his card. White played his tricky move. He played knight d6 and it's a smothered mate. King is surrounded by its own pieces. Pawn cannot capture the knight because of pin. The queen is pinning the pawn. So this is the smothered mate. In this position we are white and I want you to pause the video and try to find the best move for white. And the answer is queen a3 check. We are giving the check. King cannot come to d7 because then you will play queen e7 checkmate. So king will go to g8. Now you give a check with your knight. King must come to f8 and now you are ready to give a double check. So king goes to g6 and it's a double check. King must go to g8 and now you know what we are going to do. We are going to sacrifice the queen. Queen f8, rook must capture it and knight e7. It's a smothered checkmate. I hope you found this video useful. Now let's see the next one.